Alright y'all, so I got my bushing set here. I've already gone ahead and assembled one of these. I figured I'd show you how to do the other one. Now I'm doing something a little odd here. I saw about these urethane bushings. A lot of people complain about them squeaking. And somebody had the bright idea of using Teflon tape on them. And that makes a lot of sense to me. That PTFE really won't break down. It'll act as a lubricant even if the grease makes its way out. So, like what, $1 or $2 a roll? Figure it's worth a try. Ain't hurting nothing. So I'm gonna go ahead and grease up the surfaces here and get these wrapped in preparation for assembly. Just trying to get the grease in there into all the nooks and crannies, but just a thin layer initially. There's that one all greased up. And this is the special urethane grease that came with the kit. And it's actually kind of nice. It's actually thick and sticky. I was a little bit worried it might make putting that Teflon tape on a little bit more difficult, but it just doesn't have the same consistency of regular grease. Now I'm just going to get a nice thin coating on all these parts. You can hear how sticky it is. Well, maybe. Got my fan blowing in here. It's about 1,000,000 degrees outside at the moment. Alright. I mean, it is about like glue, it's so sticky. Well, that didn't sound good. I'm trying to get this done before the storm so I can take my car out for a drive this weekend. But this weather don't seem to be wanting to cooperate with me. So, when putting this Teflon tape on, over there, you're not trying to seal threads or anything, you're just trying to put a nice layer on. So I'm going to hang it over by about 50% over that edge and start wrapping. Once I get started on there, I'm just going to follow that edge on down, just keeping the tape snug. So we end up with about a 50% overlap. And once we get all these wrapped in Teflon again, we'll put some more grease on them and we'll squish them together. I don't have a press, but for these tension rods, ain't that big of a deal, because I can just basically drive them in with a hammer after I push in the individual urethane parts. You do want to keep track of what end you started with and your direction of rotation, so that when you go to slide them back in together, they don't go to that tape don't just come loose and mess up all bunched up at one end. It's okay if it does, because you can always take it back apart and do it again, but sticky. Alright, so I'm gonna wait to re-grease these until I get them all wrapped in the tape. Sound like that storm's gonna behave for me. Luckily, when it comes to putting these back on the cart, it won't take very long. But I ain't doing it in the lightning. Same deal with these. I'm gonna start about half overlapped, if I can here. So there's just a little bit there on the inside, and that'll keep from sliding when I press it in. Now, with the other one, these end ones, they didn't really fit too tight. The only one I really had a problem with it sliding, or trying to slide off, was that center metal piece. And that's just because it gets a little bit tight in there. That's what tightens this all up. Alright, there's enough for that one. This middle one's kind of fun. I'm actually going to crisscross it over there to get it started. This is kind of a donut shape. That little crisscross will just let me lock that Teflon on there while I wrap it. Back around and over a little bit. So there's no guarantee this is going to prevent squeaks, but it also can't hurt. It just takes a few minutes. Set you on there and get this last one. We'll grease them up and try and put it all together. So this grease for these bushings is sticky, so it actually kind of glues this tape down. So I'm pulling on it, it doesn't slide at all. Alright, should be good for that one. Alright, let's grease these up and get them put together. I just got to grease over that Teflon. While I'm at, I'm going to put a little bit here in the hole of each of these. I'm going to go ahead and stick them in. And if you got to pay attention where your tail is, because you want to twist against it so you don't unbunch it or anything. There, that went right in. Let's get that middle one greased up. Find my edge. Okay, there's my edge. Just gonna wrap it around there. All right. Tail ain't gonna hurt nothing. Let's see if I can't just push that down in there. There we go. Actually wrap this one opposite, so get that grease going the opposite way. Push that on there. Make sure we got plenty of grease on the inside. It actually has those little grooves cut in here. They're made to hold on to a little bit of grease over time. All right. Now, find my tail here. So there's my tail. So I started wrapping at this end here. So this is the end I need to insert first. So go ahead and get a little grease on the outside of this one. I know I put grease on the inside of the hole. I'm just gonna get started in there. Get as far as it'll go like that, and I can get my hands wiped off. I can go over the anvil and just tap it on in. I think I got y'all up high enough to where you can see, but I'll try to take it over. See if you can see it. I don't know if you can or not, but it don't take much. Just a few quick taps until it's flush. Good. Spread that extra grease on the ends. We got both of these ready to go on. So, there's that. Oh, I guess it's time for me to get the garage door on opened up. I'm going to do one more thing. Go ahead and get these started on here. my supplies back up, but I'm going to put some copper anti-seize on the shafts of those bolts to go through. Just so if I ever have to remove these again, they won't be tight and ain't got to worry about them getting rusted or stuck in there. And they shouldn't, because I powder coated them too, but without any kind of lubricant, I'm pretty sure those will eventually get seized on up there, off there. I'm not so concerned about the threads, just the shaft part of it. I know it's not supposed to move inside the bushing there, but it also ain't gonna hurt anything. Alright. I'm not looking forward to going outside. Like I said, it's about a million degrees out there, and we got a thunderstorm coming around. It's still really hot here in the garage. I got my little air conditioner going. It's not enough to cool down the garage, but I figured you could drop it down from 120,000 to 119,000. But it's time to make our way outside and get these reinstalled. So I'm gonna get my hands all cleaned up and get everything opened up and get tools out there. Be right back with you. All right, y'all, I don't know how well you can see this, but I wanted to show you exactly what these tension rods do. If you look back here, see how that moves? That's a no good. Now I can tell I also need to replace that bushing in there, and of course these here. But the bushing being bad with these tension rods was causing this to happen while I was driving. Even though my tires were balanced and my alignment was good, this causes your steering wheel to shake and make it pull to one side or the other, and it can change and vary whether you're speeding up, slowing down. So if you have shaking while you're driving, maybe pulling, and you know your alignment's good, and you know your tires are in good balance, that'll do it right there, having those bushings being weak. So I'm going to see if I can't just get y'all rearranged here where you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to try and get this one stuck in. I already did the other side. I just wanted to show you that before I got started. That can really mess with your steering and controls. I will eventually get all of them replaced. I did get the full set. I'll see if I can put y'all somewhere here where you can see me. Now, I know you're not supposed to tighten everything down until the car is resting on its wheels, but I can't get under here to tighten anything down with it out resting on its wheel when it's dropped down. There is, however, another way of getting around that. You can put the jack under the control arm and put some pressure on to simulate the load. And I may do that, I may not. Now, these rods are supposed to be identical from the factory. They have the exact same part number, but this car is old, so I can tell the left rod from the right rod. So this is the one that goes over here. You want to put these screws up over top of the control arm first before you try and slide this into place, if you're just doing this replacement. Because otherwise you won't be able to get them up there. Let me get my bolt here ready. Probably wiggle the factory soft squishy rubber bushings to get them in place a whole lot easier, but let's pull down on that. There. Once I get started, I'm just going to try and wiggle it So I can get them both lined up, both holes lined up. Don't want to force it into place. There we go. Almost through. So here, which way do I need to go? And go inward. And like that there. And I'm bumping on my bar there. I'm close enough, I think if I take a hammer and whack that, it'll go through. I don't want to do that, but sometimes it is what it is. Problem here is I'm actually up, twisted. And let's see if I can't just twist it down there at the wrench. Oh, hi, wasp. You don't belong under here with me. You're gonna make me unhappy. I don't want to be unhappy. Come on. I break my own rule. I think I'm caught there. There. I'm gonna pull this out and see what I got going on here. All right, I get what's going on. See, I'll be trying to pull it up. That ain't gonna do nothing. All right. It is right there. Of course, when I go to show you all this, the other one went right in nice and easy. Irony. I think I got it started in the hole. There we go. All right. Nut started here. And it actually already popped into the holes on the control arm, so now I got to do no fiddling there, just to put in the nuts and tighten it down. I'm going to tighten it down to the control arm first. Because that's going to twist the bar a little bit. All right. All right, she's in there. I set y'all back up. We'll see if it'll jiggle anymore. I'm pretty sure it ain't going to, but whew, this camera is not liking this heat. Of course, in all fairness, I ain't neither. All right. Yeah, no move no more. I should have recorded before I changed the bushing, because you could see that movement, even with the old bushing in there. Alright, well, that's that. I'm going to go ahead and get the wheels reinstalled and take it for a little test drive. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.